Look at this picture. What do you notice? First thing that you notice is the position of Robert Sanchez during build-up, the position of Trevor Chalobah and Levi Colwill, and most importantly, the positions of Reece James and Caicedo. Now, what you notice is that all the Chelsea's midfield options have been closed down by PSG, who are looking to go to a man-to-man oriented high press against Chelsea. So the question is, how does Chelsea move from that position to actually having as many as 5 players running at PSG's 3-man defense? How did Chelsea move from their own defensive third to their own attacking third? Now, in our video today, we look at how Enzo Maresca set up tactically to expose one of PSG's weaknesses that other European teams failed to actually capitalize on in Europe and in the Club World Cup. So Chelsea's crowning of the Club World Cup was not just a victory, but rather a statement of intent on how Chelsea were able to outmaneuver the strong European opponent. Before we start, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. The weakness that Chelsea were trying to exploit was Nuno Mendes. This is the same fullback who was actually talked about of how he was super solid in the Champions League and in the Club World Cup, but Cole Palmer made him to look average. So what is this system that Maresca wanted to do? Maresca understood the high press that PSG like to actually effect in the game. And there is a way Maresca wanted to manipulate PSG's left-hand side, which was Chelsea's right-hand side. And that actually suggests why he decided to use Cole Palmer. But in this video, I'm not going to look into what I talked about in the previous video, but rather I'm going to look at how the movements actually created this problem. You see, Cole Palmer is Chelsea's best attacking player, and he's one of Chelsea's best players receiving the ball in between the lines. But you see, the space on the right-hand side was where Maresca wanted to hit, and he wanted to hit it deadly. So how did Maresca actually do it? And how did Robert Sanchez actually do it? So one thing you should notice is that even the way Sanchez was receiving the ball was different from the way Chelsea make him to receive the ball. As you can see here, if the ball is played to Chalobah here, Sanchez will be receiving the ball on his weaker left foot. But Maresca did not want that. Maresca wanted Robert Sanchez to receive the ball with his stronger right foot, meaning that Dembele should have been pressing Sanchez not from the right, but from the left. That's why whenever Sanchez receives the ball here, he will just push it over to Colwill. But in this scenario here, Robert Sanchez is looking to receive the ball with his stronger right foot. And if the curving run is coming towards the right, then it means he will hit the ball high up towards Pedro Neto. But if Dembele is pressing from the left, then he's able to hit the ball perfectly. And this is how you're able to see it. Look at again this structure. Look at that 3-man structure, and Dembele has to close all the 3 of them down. And because of Sanchez's position, PSG have to commit an extra player towards the press. Now I want you to see how Sanchez is able to make that pass. Look, Dembele is pressing from the left. Initially he was pressing from the right, but now he's pressing from the left. This is making Sanchez to receive the ball with his stronger right foot, where he's so good at kicking balls over the top. Sanchez is now looking to receive the ball on his stronger right foot. And now Dembele is pressing him from the left, meaning that Sanchez is actually receiving the ball where he can actually look to create danger for PSG. Now, once Sanchez receives this ball, he plays the ball over the top for the run of Malo Gusto, and a simple pass, Chelsea are able to find themselves with 5 men against PSG's 3 centre-backs. And this all started from Robert Sanchez. I have to say this, the angle in which Sanchez was receiving the ball was what made Sanchez look so good when it came to kicking the ball over the top. It did not matter how he was kicking the ball, but rather the foot in which he was receiving the ball from. And him being able to play this ball allowed Chelsea to isolate the centre-backs, and the movement of Fernandes and João Pedro created that space. As you can see here, Gusto attempts that shot, but look at the position of João Pedro and Enzo Fernandez. Fernandez is looking to attack the back post. João Pedro is looking to actually move to occupy the two center backs so that he can drag the center backs out, freeing up spaces in that zone 14 so that Palma can attempt a shot on target. One thing you need to understand with this system, it is not necessarily with the way Chelsea are looking to play. No, but the way they actually used Robert Sanchez, because Robert Sanchez exposed that weakness. Because the position that Hakimi was taking to try and stop Pedro Neto from receiving the ball is what created problems. And now, the overload that Chelsea wanted to do is they wanted to create an overload against Nuno Mendes by both Cole Palmer and Malo Gusto looking to create that 2v1 disadvantage. And sometimes Cole Palmer will be the player who will look to make the run, as Nuno Mendes will be trying to be pulled to try and cover Gusto. And again, Sanchez would make that pass with his right foot. Because PSG never wanted the ball to go to Colwill because he's a better passer than Chalobah. And now when that happened, Chelsea were able to have Cole Palmer actually score. And here again you see Cole Palmer is receiving the ball in space. Look at the position that Mendes is occupying and look at the position that Malo Gusto is occupying. But here the pass has been played from Chalobah. Again, playing through that right, exposing PSG's left. Now here is a scenario where Chelsea have the ball and they are looking to exploit that space again. But this time it is Trevor Chalobah who receives the ball, draws in Kvaratskhelia, plays the ball onto Cole Palmer. The ball was actually played from Chalobah to Cole Palmer. And once the ball has been played from Chalobah to Cole Palmer, Palmer is able to receive the ball with space. Why? Because Malo Gusto has pushed forward and dragged Mendes away from Palmer, and now Palmer is carrying the ball forward with minimal interruption from the PSG. Cole Palmer, while he was carrying this ball forward, the movement of Fernandez and João Pedro ensured they split the center backs, allowing space in zone 14 and Palmer being able to play a slicky pass to João Pedro. Here, look at how Cole Palmer has received that ball from Chalobah. And that ball has been received from Chalobah, and look at the position that Malo Gusto is occupying. If Gusto doesn't occupy this position, then Cole Palmer does not receive this ball in these acres of space. And because Gusto maintains his position, he creates that uncertainty between Mendes. Because if Mendes does not go to close down Gusto, then Palmer will actually attack the half space. So he allows Palmer to play that ball into that space because he stops actually tracking Gusto and looks at Palmer. So Maresca's main aim on this game, attacking wise, was to play through the right. And to play through the right was to allow Palmer to receive the ball in the half space zone, or to use Sanchez's stronger right foot to play balls over the top for the runs that Malo Gusto was making from deep. And this is how Chelsea managed to expose PSG and actually score all the 3 goals. Because when you look at it, all Chelsea's 3 goals come from the right-hand side. And that is how Enzo Maresca managed to tactically outwit Luis Enrique. And Luis Enrique actually acknowledged that Maresca has sussed him out because nobody expected that Nuno Mendes would have been PSG's weakest link. If you've enjoyed this analysis and you're new in this channel, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you in the next video.